What are you here for?
Oh, I was here on a science mission, actually, and then I had some spaceship-related problems, and I kind of crashed. Lucky for me, though, this little girl pulls me out of the wreck. Next thing I know, guys arrive.
What have you been doing there all this time?
You know, I've been kicking back, man. I've been shooting. I've been advising the government.
Not just the government.
Welcome everyone back to Curiosities. JV Torres, and I'm glad to be back behind the microphone. It's been a minute, and I want to talk about this subject that has to do with UFOs and aliens. And as it turns out, there was an article that came out in Business Insider that outlined 13 celebrities that are quite open about their belief in UFOs. I'm going to share a number of these. I'm probably not going to go over every single one of them, but I'm going to go through a number of them. There's some pretty big names on that list. And before I get into any of that, though, I just want to say a special shout out to the patrons of this show and to all things related to the New Kingdom Radio Theater. But there is a sense of humor that I think that is inherent in this particular subject, only because, you know, the flip side of that is absolute terror. I think for a lot of people, I think it would be a pretty terrifying experience, really, to be in contact, or at least to come and be faced with a creature from another planet. Anyway, so let's get into this list. The first one on the list, it's on this particular article, highlights Katy Perry, Miss Fireworks herself, who can't seem to figure out how to find the right person to spend her life with, but doesn't have an issue with finding aliens. Now, there are a lot of conspiracies out in the internet that actually say that Katy Perry might herself be an alien or a reptilian, some kind of shapeshifter. That's all very fascinating to me. I think I might have even mentioned it in one of my previous videos in the past. I don't know if she's an actual alien, but I would suspect that she is at least within the realms or in the arena of these Illuminati types, and they are probably very deeply into the aliens. If they're not aliens themselves, there's a lot of conspiracies that are that delve into the issue of the Illuminati, that whole secret society, the people wearing the robes and doing those weird rituals and drinking blood and all that crazy stuff. Katy Perry has been linked to a lot of those things. So it's no surprise to me that she would be on the list. It's no surprise to me she's number one on the list either. Snooki from the Jersey Shore is on that list as well. She says in 2013, she confirmed her beliefs in an interview with Celebuzz. They're real. We're not the only planet with a civilization, she said. The same year, she also tweeted, aliens are real. So, Snooki, for whatever that's worth, believes in aliens too. Let's see. Miley Cyrus said once that she made eye contact with an alien. Now, I would imagine if you're in those dark rituals that I mentioned earlier with the candles and the reptilians, you're bound to run into an alien there. So it's not surprising that Miley Cyrus would come out and say something like that. In a 2020 interview with Interview magazine, Miley Cyrus confirmed that she believes in aliens and shared her experience being chased down by some sort of UFO in San Bernardino, California. The singer said also, could have been the weed wax she's just purchased, but she's pretty sure about what she saw. Yeah, no, I have no doubts that when you're out driving around the desert at night or in these weird parts of California where all these demonic cults are housed and where they're centered and where they're headquarters, you're not going to run into any weirdo stuff out there, especially if you're on some kind of hallucinogenic. I mean, that's a crazy thought, right? Yeah, let's see. Tom Cruise has been open about his beliefs. Now, excuse me. Tom Cruise has been open about his belief in aliens, and Tom Cruise is the head of the Scientology religion. And once upon a time, someone tried to lure me into the Scientology world, and I figured out very quickly that they are a cult, for most, lack of a better way of putting it, that their centerpiece is aliens. That is the crux and the heartbeat of their whole organization. So it's no surprise to me that Tom Cruise what happened to Adore as an actor? I love him as an actor. I love all his movies. I think I watch everything that says Tom Cruise on it. But his religion is about as attractive as the Black Plague to me. So I want nothing to do with it. But doesn't change how I feel about him as an actor. I think he's fantastic. Who else? Oh yeah, Alicia Keys. She once said she believes that there are aliens among us. Well, she likes to hang out with people like John Legend, so there's an alien for you right there. And I'm sure she fraternizes with the reptilians, if you know what I mean, if you catch my drift. Jaden Smith said he talked to President Barack Obama about aliens. So Will Smith's son apparently talked to the former president. Jaden Smith was able to sit down with the president to talk about the existence of aliens, and Smith left the meeting a full-on believer. I talked to President Obama about extraterrestrials. He said he could neither confirm nor deny the existence of aliens, which means they're real. So this is what fascinates me about young people, man. It's like, well, if I don't say it, then that means it's true. I'm like, come on, man. And look, I think for the whole subject of aliens, it's not that I'm not a believer. I mean, anybody who's followed my work knows that I've spent a great amount of time putting the whole motif of aliens in a lot of the stories that I've written, especially that of the Rise of the King of Silas. Anybody who follows that show knows that aliens and reptilians specifically are a big part of that story. I mean, it is a major, major part of that story. I'm absolutely fascinated by the whole idea of aliens, but I find it intriguing in the sense that it's an anomaly. It's like there's people that will point to these things like, here's proof. Well, we could talk about that, but then we're getting into a whole other conversation. But the reality is that the aliens, the classic aliens that we're thinking of, and the flying around and flying saucers, and then I know there's a lot of eyewitnesses and a lot of testimony about that. I'm not negating any of that, okay? But I do question whether or not we are ready as a species, really, as humankind, to accept that. And I think that's really where we're at as a civilization, is can we handle that kind of truth if it is in fact true? And I'm not going to sign up for it just yet. I'm just not. Excuse me. Keanu Reeves has played an alien. He thinks there's a good chance they exist. The actor who portrayed an alien visiting Earth in the day the Earth stood still, one of my favorite films, by the way, told Boston.com in 2008 that he thinks we're definitely not alone. I think it's more likely not that aliens exist. He said the cosmos is a pretty big place. And that seems to be the general argument. People like to say, well, the universe is vast, and might even, try to contemplate the idea of infinity, that perhaps there's something else out there. But there was a story, and I don't know where I read this, but yeah, you would find other civilizations out there that would be copies of this civilization. And then, the whole multiverse theory comes into play. It's like, yeah, you would find other civilizations, but they would be carbon copies of this civilization. And, maybe they went through a certain transformation that we haven't done yet. And so there's that theory that really what we're looking at when we talk about aliens is we're looking at another version of us. But I don't know. That's just another theory. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has said he, of course, believes in aliens. He's also a Christian, a very open Christian about it. So he believes both the Christian God, and he also believes in aliens. The actor said he believes in aliens in a 2016 interview with Vice, adding, "I believe that we're not the only ones. It'd be arrogant to think that." Okay, well, we can have that conversation if you'd like. The Rock. Halle Berry once said she thinks we're going to meet other species soon. Halle Berry probably also frequents those Illuminati meetings and rituals where they're drinking blood and all this other weirdo stuff that they do. "I don't believe we're the only species in existence," Halle Berry told David Letterman in 2014. According to the Hollywood Reporter, "It might take us 20 years to get those other light forms, but I think they're out there." Okay, Halle Berry, if you say so. But I stand on what I said. I think it's a fascinating topic. I love talking about it. I love talking to people about it. I especially like hearing testimonies from people and eyewitness accounts. I am not ready to sign on to that for because I just don't think that I want to do that. You know, I don't think I'm obligated to do that. I'm not going to do that until further notice, okay? But I do think that it's a fascinating topic. I'd really like to hear what you guys think about that. I'm curious if you drop a comment below. If you like this video, you're still with me, please hit that like button. Do me that favor. Share this video with others. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I am having a blast, guys. Look, there's a lot of changes happening. I hope you stick around with me. I'd like to, again, ask you guys to go on my Patreon, patreon.com/KingOfSilence. Sign up today for $1. I'm putting out a lot of exclusive content and more to come over the summer. There's a lot of changes happening, a lot of exciting stuff, and I hope you're sticking around. More movies, more stuff. And until next time, let me tell you guys, I can't wait. Until next time, God bless.